This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, takes to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks a hard tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, swings down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant on the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
San Francisco 49ers. We can do whatever we want.
Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your boy Mike and Matt, and we are here to bring you guys another fun-filled episode. Now, this guy's right here starting exclusively on Patreon. I got to get the word right. Maybe early release on Patreon. It's not called exclusively or something like that when it's going to go somewhere else. But either way, if you're on Patreon, if you're a Patreonian, you got this one first, okay? So this is going to be a lot of fun, man. Now that I'm running the show, I see what the difference is that Zach was talking about. Like, the quality is significantly clearer. I'm gonna have to go get some stuff done, man. Like, I even jumped up to shave under my neck. I mean, you can still see that, but it looks pretty bad over here, man. Matt, what's going on with you? How you feeling, man?
Hey, listen, this was. I know we're gonna get into the game. Personally, I'm feeling great. Everything's going well.
That's good.
Loving life. Getting ready for the holiday tomorrow, as I'm sure many of you are. But this game, though, oh boy, the 49ers have a weird way of always making a victory somewhat seem like a loss. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean. And unfortunately, I happen to agree with you. Like, I was so upset that I said it. This is like the worst feeling that we've ever had walking away from a win. Like, I just don't understand how so many people were so upset, you know? And it's like, but that's what it is. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. We will put this little festive background on here. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone watching this today. And for those of you who are catching this joint live, salute to you. You guys are the Patreon community. You've earned the right to catch this early. Let me, in fact, run through some formalities really quick so just everyone knows where to find us, all right? If you are watching this on YouTube and this is your first time finding this channel, we hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you do, please give this episode a thumbs up. Hit that like button, all right? Subscribe to the network and the channel afterwards, and then turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we are going live. You can even become a member for exclusive content and bonus content, also early releases there on the YouTube page for the membership, okay? Give us a follow on some of our other social media platforms. We're going to start with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Those handles are Nothing But Niners. That's spelled all the way out, all right? On Twitch, the bye week is almost here, okay? For years, we have built up Nothing_But_Niners. This will be, I'm sorry, I said it backwards. It's the way it appears right now under Matt. It is Nothing But Niners with spaces in between. After the bye week, we will no longer be broadcasting on that one. It will be Nothing_But_Niners. So make sure you guys get there and you subscribe, okay? And then we also have Snapchat and X. Those handles are Nothing But 9 ERS, the number 9, Nothing But 9 ERS, okay? We may have to make another X account because I am the only content creator that just cannot go live on X. Why? I don't know. I've looked into it. I've had it investigated. They were like, your account was almost hacked and there's security issues, and I've changed all the security stuff and phone numbers and pass key, whatever. I've done all the stuff, Matt, and they just won't let me do it. So I'm like, forget it. I'd rather just start over and make another one.
Are they gonna?
I just don't know what
you got the premium, right? Are they gonna refund that to you?
I've paid for premium twice. I did once from
That's what I'm saying.
Android, and I did once from a laptop. And
I think they're having a Black Friday sale. So if you're going to make the new X account, now might be the time to at least secure it in advance if you want to do premium.
Oh, Interesting. Look at that little nugget. Okay. I will definitely keep that in mind, man. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Guys, also, Matt is here and he is appearing as a guest of host. Of 49ers Hive. So if you guys don't know already, please get on over there. Follow my guys there, 49ers Hive. I thought I had a banner that showed it, but you guys know what it is already. It's 49ers Hive here. I'll type it up for you guys anyway. On X, they are 49ers Hive. On YouTube, the channel is 49ers Hive. So on X and YouTube, don't forget to capitalize the B or it looks weird. Boom. All right, 49ers Hive on X and on YouTube. And they have Instagram and a bunch of other stuff. Matt, please feel free to let everybody know what your name. Did you put your name in the thing? I can show it on here.
I did. It is on there. So
all right.
Should be
so
there.
I'll pop that up there then. That's on me because I usually turn it off. But boom, there
all
it is.
Good.
Mr.
Yeah, and you can follow
Matt
me on
BSN.
X at Mr. Matt BSN.
All right, so Matt, man, let's go ahead and get into this.
Yeah.
We have not heard your thoughts since the game ended. Now, the Niners come out of there with this is going to sound weird. It was a pretty easy and convincing win, in my opinion. The defense actually looked good for 99% of the game.
Your Jersey man, Jair Brown, NFC Defensive Player of the Week with those 2 picks.
That's right. Make some noise, baby. Drop a bomb on that, man. I mean, and it wasn't just the picks. It was when he got them, right? Like, we get that
first
turnover.
One in the end zone was so veteran savvy. Like, he baited that throw. He definitely, he was peeking in the backfield. He saw where Bryce Young was going, and he purposefully, stayed where he was. And then as soon as Young went to throw that, he sank and just snatched it right up the air. Perfect.
It was not something I've ever seen Jair Brown do. So you're absolutely correct.
No.
That was a lot of, like you said, veteran.
That's the Saleh effect.
Yeah.
That's Saleh and Gus Bradley right there.
Watching him drop down and then play Bryce Young as if he was his assignment.
Yeah.
And then the quickness to recognize that he was running full speed and then stopped. And then he broke to where his eyes were. He just ran in that direction. I mean, phenomenal play. One of the plays of the game, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
The field goal attempts continue to be perfect for the 49ers this season. I still believe the only kicked points that we have missed are extra points. So whether it's Gay or Pinheiro, special teams look good. We had another big return, 40-plus yard return this week also by Sky Moore. So the special teams look good. And not for nothing, the offense really did march up and down the field at will. In my opinion, they kind of took the brakes off. I mean, they took their foot off the gas and a little bit onto the brakes in the second half. But I guess we'll go ahead and get into that, Matt. I mean, I'm just going to respond to whatever it is that you got to say. I'm here to listen to your takes on this.
Yeah, this game was, like you said, a pretty easy victory, all things considered. I mean, if you were to put in a vacuum that the 49ers would have 3 first-half turnovers, you would be like, oh, they're probably going to be down a touchdown, down 10 points, whatever. They had a touchdown lead going into the half, which just tells you how bad the Carolina Panthers actually are. So this, I mean, again, you take care of the football, and this game would have been over at half. You could have started pulling, starters halfway through the third quarter. But, of course, we got to talk about the $250 million elephant in the room, and that's Brock Purdy. I've always tried to be measured on Brock Purdy. I've always tried to be fair with Brock Purdy. But when you sign a massive contract like that, expectations change. You're not Mr. Irrelevant anymore. You're not the 7th-round underdog story. You're being paid like a top quarterback in the NFL. Therefore, your performance has to match it, and it's just not. It really is not. And this is not just this season. It starts to become a trend when you look at last season as well. Interceptions tick up, touchdowns go down, holding the ball too long, decision-making a little bit questionable, which I'll ask you about, of course. But I'm officially out on Brock Purdy. And I know on our show, I said a couple of weeks ago, it really doesn't matter if you're at least a decent quarterback who runs Kyle Shanahan's offense. Unless you're absolutely terrible or you're transcendent talent, it's going to look the same no matter who you are, at least for a little while. And it's very telling that some of the bad actors that we all know out there on social media do the same thing with the same quarterbacks. Particularly, and I have no problem, diming out Grant Cohn because he's the largest 49ers YouTube creator, and I don't think he cares if you call him out. I think he welcomes the critique, whatever else. And sometimes he does the journalism thing and asks really good questions. I was very impressed with him at the Ayuk press conference after Kyle Shanahan had to address the fact that they did void guarantees on Brandon Ayuk's contract. And I thought he asked a couple of really good questions. I can't remember. Oh, man, I'm really spacing on one of the questions, but one of the ones that I thought was really good was where he was like, how likely do you think it is that somebody's going to try to come back and play when their guarantees have been voided? That's an excellent question.
That was a phenomenal question.
Right. Because it puts the ball in the 49ers court. Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? When the other beat writers try to ask pressing questions, they're usually yes or no questions. And it gives Kyle the opportunity to be smug. No, I never thought about that.
Right.
And then that's it. Now it's like, next question.
No, he asked an open question.
And that's what journalism used to be about. I took a journalism class in high school, not even in college, and they say you don't want to ask questions that end in yes or no, because then you do more talking than the person you're interviewing.
Exactly. And, that's what frustrates me about him, because he has this almost like this wrestling gimmick online where he's purposefully a troll. Like, I understand that it's a gimmick, but when you see him ask these poignant questions and these very pertinent questions to the situation, it does make you a little frustrated. You're just like, come on, man. Like, can't you just do the journalism thing? I would respect that so much more. Just like I cannot stand the fact that even to this day, David Lombardi, the 49ers could assassinate somebody and he would try to make it positive about why that assassination should have happened.
Yeah, the DVOA of that shot and the angle that it took to.
It's just, dude.
Sorry,
you don't have to.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, you don't have to huff everything that the 49ers shit out. You really don't. We can curse on this one, right?
Oh yeah, we're way past the 8-minute mark. So yeah,
okay. You don't have to huff everything that the 49ers shit out. You really don't.
Right.
You can be objective. Well, I mean, we try to be objective, but apparently David Lombardi can't. He came out with a tweet after the Brock Purdy 3 interceptions, was just like, this is probably the best thing that could have happened to the 49ers. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Did he really?
Yes, 100%. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. And I'm like, you will not believe how he tried to word this.
You can share the screen at the bottom too.
Let's see.
You can share the screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna find this because it's just, at this point, it's embarrassing. And dude, this guy shit posts all day long about the 49ers. So it's like,
yeah, it's like they can do no wrong. And what's funny about it is, like, I used to follow David Lombardi, and one of you guys ruined it for me. I don't know.
It's probably me.
I don't know. No. It was someone sent a picture. I think it was back when we had the large WhatsApp group.
Okay.
And someone posted that picture of him because in his thing, he's like standing there with a football, but they replaced it with a dildo. Do you remember that?
No, but that wasn't me. That one wasn't me.
And then I went back and looked through his tweets, and it was like, wow, like this guy is overly optimistic all the time, and it's like, it's just, they can do no wrong, and no matter who the quarterback is, it's always the right choice, no matter who it is. It's like, all right, dude, come on. But he just picks players and he locks in on them and just slurps them the entire time in the team and the organization. It's the strangest thing ever.
Sorry about that. Let me go to, where's the share screen thing?
Should be at the bottom next to your image. If not, you can just
there we go. Yeah. I got you.
And then just make sure you zoom in on it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Let me read this. It says, those 3 first-half interceptions can end up becoming one of the best things. All right. One of the best things to happen to Brock Purdy and this 49ers offense this season if they're applied as proper growth moments. They taught the dangers of impatience without costing San Francisco the game. Post-halftime, ultra-discipline, #hog the ball returned. And that's exactly what this 49ers team with its wounded defense will need moving forward. They are 8-4. I mean,
first of all,
I'm going to go ahead and boo it. Let's just get the boo out of the way now.
First of all, impatience. we'll get into it. We'll get into it. To me, he was too patient, aka slow. But that's just me. No, as far as like franchise top guy, Brock Purdy's not that. Brock Purdy is a polished Jimmy Garoppolo. That's all. That's what Brock Purdy is. So, and we can get into that. And my problem with Brock Purdy is that there are certain areas where I do think that he is elite, and then there's other areas where I think that he's obviously clearly not. And I just want to ask you, because it's important for me to like go through it. Like, what did you think of the interceptions? What did you think the issue was with the interceptions?
Each one was different for me, but overall, it was the hesitancy. Right. So like you said, it was the opposite of impatience, right? Like impatient means you're throwing too quickly, like you overthrew somebody, or, you threw it as someone was coming across the field, but the ball ends up here instead of here as they're running, and so they can catch it. That's not the case. He held onto the ball a time too slow. Two of them I thought were the right read. Okay. I thought they were the correct reads. He just got there a hair too late. And the other one was just a bad throw.
Which one did you think was the bad throw?
I don't remember the order of them. I know that the
first one was to Juwan Jennings on the in route.
I think that was the right read. I think that was the right read, but he should have let him.
The second one was Ricky Pearsall in the end zone.
That may have been the bad throw. That was the one. No, the other one was to.
And then the third was Ricky Pearsall on a post. And that was Horn's second.
Yeah.
Which one did you think was the bad decision?
I think the one on the post was the bad decision.
Okay.
Because it looks like they baited him into that throw.
So have you seen the all 22 of it?
No, I still haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Dude, JC Horn was lined up outside the numbers.
I can pull it
on the opposite side of the field.
Oh, okay, so maybe that's not the one. Hold on. I'll pull it up though, but you can go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah.
I have
I thought so. Here's my issue, and this is the backbreaking issue, the crux of the issue with Brock Purdy. All three, from a decision-making perspective, were the correct read. All three of them.
Mm-hmm.
There was hesitancy, which happens. That I can attribute to rust. I'm going to be fair. He's only been back for one game. I can attribute that to rust. But the manner in which those interceptions were thrown are my biggest issue. And it's not something, if you make a bad decision or you hesitate, right? The hesitancy, you can fix that, right? It's just like, Brock Purdy even said as much. Yeah, I hitched. Like, I got to just hit my back foot and throw it, right? The one to Pearsall, first of all, Ben Barch got his dick knocked in the dirt. Like, he got beat very quickly. There's a still image. I've seen the still image of it where he basically, I don't know who 95 is on the Panthers, but he basically does like a rip move and just pulls Ben Barch to the ground to get by him. And Ben Barch just lying flat on his stomach. So that's the one where Brock Purdy had to step up, and then he threw it off of 1 foot. That was just bad location. But the right decision, because Ricky Pearsall, and there's an excellent breakdown that Kurt Warner did of it, because Kurt Warner's taken up for Brock Purdy too, which is fine. But in the end zone, you have that goal line, right? So a lot of DBs will undercut a route because they're not worried about the ball going over the top because there's limited space, right? If Brock Purdy leads him more towards the pylon and towards the back end of the goal line and kind of feathers it a little more rather than trying to rip it, that's a touchdown. Because the defender's already undercut, but Pearsall's by him already. So that's free release to the end zone. You could have a touchdown there. The first one to Jennings. First of all, Jennings runs a kind of shitty route. He really rounded it off and then faded away from Brock Purdy. He should work back to the quarterback. I think that's kind of a little bit on Jennings in that regard, but Purdy still threw it late. He's got to throw it before Jennings is making his break, because it's an in-breaking route. It's a timing route. So you got to throw that as Jennings is putting his foot in the dirt. That way you don't allow the corner to drive underneath and catch up. So this is the
one to Pearsall.
Okay. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can run it. So watch Barch. He immediately gets fucked up. Oh no, this is not that.
Oh wait, it's the next.
This
play.
is the first one. Oh, okay. It's the next play. Okay.
Oh, this is a replay. They do the two different angles. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Okay, watch Barch. It's 95 right there. It's just going to fuck him up.
Right here.
Yep. Watch. It's almost immediate.
Oh, man.
Okay, so
But
go back.
He had so many options. You want to see it from this angle, or you want me to go back to the other one?
You could keep it here. Just Barch just gets totally fucked up here. It's up so bad. Just rips and then just pulls him straight to the ground.
Yep. Get
Yoink.
out of my way. Now
So,
this
okay,
is where I
pause.
got pissed.
So no,
Yeah.
but fuck that. Keep going. I'll show you. Pause right there. So look where. Can you back it up just a little bit? Try to like slow back it up. I want a couple of frames before this, or you could do the top view too. You could do the top view. That's fine.
Go back to the top view. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So here,
yeah.
let's
You
do
could
this.
you could do the like the 3/4 view or whatever it is.
This is it right here.
I know technology. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. Pause right here.
Yep.
Okay. Go forward just a touch and then pause again.
I'm gonna put it in slow motion so to make sure we get the right spot that you're looking for. All right, here we go.
Okay. Pause right here. Now,
he
if Brock Purdy throws it towards the 4 or the 9 and then the back of the end zone and puts a little bit of air under that ball, Pearsall has him beat. That's a touchdown. So it's a bad throw, but not a bad decision because the safety's already sunk down to cover Jawan Jennings at the 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's his guy, right?
Yeah.
So if he throws towards the top end of the 9 towards the back of the end zone, Pearsall
if he throws to that official,
right, that's a touchdown. So it's not
Easily.
a bad decision. Like a lot of people are focusing on Kittle right underneath, but Pearsall has his man beat. The problem is the execution of the throw. What Brock should have done here was quickly set his feet and then throw rather than try to do the 1 foot throw. But that decision, not his grasp of the playbook or of where he needs to go to the ball, that decision there, it's one of my problems with him. Can you get to the next interception?
Yeah, you can even see that Pearsall had to stop his route. Like he was expecting to run towards that official.
100%. Because that's what you're taught.
He puts his foot in the ground right there. Boom. Makes his cut. He's got him.
See him throw like off of that foot, like just one-footed.
When you see a receiver flail their arms like that, like he's really trying to slow down to come back to that ball. There was no need for that.
Right. Now, if this is on time and Barch holds his block, then maybe it's a different story. And Brock Purdy is here waiting, gets to Pearsall, and then
he
goes.
throws it already.
But like here, that one-footed throw, it's just like you're not going to be accurate that way. He needed to set his feet, and then throw it. And then if you can make it to the third interception, I just want you to see. I think the third one is a little bit on Brock Purdy and a lot of bit on J.C. Horn just being a phenomenal athlete, because from where he gets to make the interception is kind of crazy to me.
I think this is it right here. I wasn't going to share it, but I think this is the one right here. Let me see. Actually, you know,
we're breaking it down, so that's fair use. So
you got so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Fakes the handoff. Is this the one?
Yeah, this is the one.
Ooh.
Now, do they have the like the other view?
Yeah, it's going to come up right after this one.
Okay.
So they go from that view behind the quarterback, and they go to the aerial view. So this is the aerial view right now.
Okay.
So this is it here. Oh shoot! I
Nope.
passed it.
Yeah, it's. I think it's before.
That's it right
Okay,
there.
back up just a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. Look where Horn is lined up right now, and watch him drop. Look, he's outside. He's like at the numbers, and then he runs. He's sprinting. He knows where this is going because he knows the defense so well, and he runs from the number to the opposite hash to pick that off. That's just really good defense, and like, look where he is. To me, that's crazy. But if you watch Brock Purdy here, he double hitches. So when he gets to the bottom, right here, he needs to rip that right to Pearsall. The linebackers have already dropped because Christian McCaffrey's underneath. They've already committed to dropping. Ricky Pearsall's 5 yards behind him. He needs to rip that throw. He needs to rip it. And watch, he pets the ball.
Yep, you saw the little tap right there.
And that allows Horn to get the rest of the way there.
I love Pearsall's like, all right, dude. He's like, all right, man, whatever.
Now, here's the issue that I have. All three of these interceptions were good football decisions. Where Brock Purdy's bad decisions come in is with his own physical ability. He does not, and this goes back to college, he does not understand his limitations. And I think that him being uncomfortable in Kyle Shanahan's offense was actually to his benefit because he was more willing to be strictly structure rather than with his comfortability get back to, I need to be a playmaker. He was like, I need to learn this offense. So like that was his concentration. He didn't have the space for everything else.
Right.
After 4 years of starting in college, and this is your fourth year in the NFL, if you do not understand your physical limitations, you will never understand your physical limitations. You can learn an offense, you can know where to go with the ball, but if your timing is even a hair off, if you hesitate at all, if you miss the window that you have to throw it, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And people will be like, faster. That's why, listen, Warner, you can defend the decisions. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You cannot fix the physical deficiencies that Brock Purdy has. One, he's 6'1". The average NFL offensive lineman is what, 6'4", 6'5"? He can't see. So he has to throw to a spot, meaning timing has to be there. Number two, he doesn't have the arm strength to make tight window throws in the way that somebody else can get away with. And this is what I want to get to with you, Mike. I want to walk through all 32 teams because I'm telling you right now, Brock Purdy has the weakest arm of any starting quarterback in the NFL.
So
weakest. And I'm not talking accuracy because I think Brock Purdy is accurate. I'm talking pure ability to put velocity on the ball. He is the weakest in the class. And it's hampered by the fact that he has small hands, which means his control also becomes, the harder he tries to throw it, the more he's going to be wild because he can't control the ball to the last point.
Yeah. I was watching that Raiders and who did they just play? Oh, God, I watched the game. Who did the Raiders just lose to? Was it the Browns?
It wasn't anybody good.
It was the Browns.
Yeah, it was the Browns.
I think that's why I was watching that game. Yeah, I think that's why. So I'm watching that game, and I was like, I think Geno Smith might be okay in this offense. Like, it's not that I want Geno Smith, but I'm watching that when he knows where he's going with that ball, there's velocity on it. Yeah. Like, it gets there.
You get to a certain level. Jimmy G has a stronger arm than Brock Purdy.
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
If you put Brock Purdy's brain and decision-making ability along with his accuracy and Jimmy Garoppolo's like body, Jimmy Garoppolo would be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Garoppolo is not very accurate and he's dumb as shit with his decisions. That was Jimmy Garoppolo's issue. But I mean, let's walk through. I'll walk through them with you. Arizona Cardinals. Doesn't matter if it's Jacoby Brissett or if it's Kyler Murray. They both have a stronger arm than he does. Atlanta, Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins both have a stronger arm. Mm-hmm. Carolina, Bryce Young at 5'9" has a stronger arm than Brock Purdy. Chicago, Caleb Williams definitely has a stronger arm than Brock Purdy. Dallas, Dak Prescott definitely has a stronger arm than Brock Purdy. Detroit, Jared Goff has a stronger arm. Green Bay, Jordan Love, no question. Los Angeles Rams, we don't even need to talk about that, right? Fucking 9 for the Minnesota Vikings. Can't hit the broadside of a barn, but pure velocity-wise, J.J. McCarthy has a much stronger arm than Brock Purdy. New Orleans Saints, Tyler Shuck has a stronger arm than Brock Purdy.
I will say that I haven't watched enough of him to know that. That I will say.
In college, he rips. Like, it's not like an elite-level arm, but it's an above-average arm. The New York Giants, whether you're Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, or Russell Wilson.
They
all have a stronger arm. Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts has a stronger arm. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield definitely has a strong arm. I think Baker Mayfield would be almost a perfect quarterback for this. Just enough moxie and playmaking ability. And unlike Brock Purdy, who is a gunslinger with an airsoft arm, Baker Mayfield can sling it.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, definitely stronger arm. Buffalo, Josh Allen, maybe one of the strongest arms in the NFL. Not even maybe, definitely one of the strongest arms in the NFL. Cincinnati, Joe Flacco or Joe Burrow both have stronger arms. Cleveland, we just saw what Shedeur Sanders did on, like, I thought he played like shit, but he just made the throw that Brock Purdy tried to make and scored a touchdown off of it. And by the way, put the trajectory on it that it needed. So I'll give him that. But I mean, listen, we can talk about shit door if you want to. Like, I call him shit door because he sucks.
Yeah.
Listen, beyond the screen pass that went for 63 yards and a touchdown and that 54-yard bomb or whatever, he was like 8 of 18 for like 70 yards and a pick.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
He was bad. Yeah. He was bad. And by the way, I still think the 49ers are going to lose to the Browns this week.
Nah. But we'll come back
to
that. We'll come back to it.
I mean, at the very least, if you're going to bet this game, everybody bet the under, because Shedeur ain't going to do nothing. Right. And dude, Kyle Shanahan still hasn't figured out Jim Schwartz. I don't give a fuck. It's a bad weather game and it's Jim Schwartz. Like, the 49ers are going to score like 8 points, 9 points.
I can't wait for this game. I think we actually have a preview game coming up, so maybe we won't get into it. I think we still have a preview show coming up. So
it's brutal. It's brutal. Let's see. Let's keep going. So yeah, Shedeur definitely a stronger arm. You could make an argument for Dylan Gabriel, maybe.
Right.
Like, he's not starting. Bo Nix, stronger arm. Houston, whether you're Davis Mills or CJ Stroud, definitely stronger arm. Indianapolis, Daniel Jones, definitely a stronger arm. Trevor Lawrence, stronger arm. Patrick Mahomes, stronger arm. Geno Smith, stronger arm. Justin Herbert, fireball. I would even say Tua has a stronger arm. Think about what Miami used to think about.
When they were airing
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Like Tua will get it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's at least that.
A lot of that was also timing, though. So that's the deception part, right? So, and that's why I hesitated, because I do remember how explosive that offense was when Hill was there. But a lot of the times it was Hill's over here, I'm going to throw the ball here, and he's just going to get there in time. So I don't know if he had to put it into a tight window down the field.
So maybe we'll say maybe. We'll say maybe on that one.
Right.
But
they're very similar players, believe it or not.
They're very, yeah. I saw somebody say that Brock is the right-handed Tua, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right to me, man.
Right. Yeah.
Just, he's right-handed Tua without the CTE. That's like, yeah. And I think that's been Tua's biggest issue, is the concussions, I think, have caught up to him, and he's not making decisions the way that he used to. Drake May, definitely a stronger arm. The Jets, whether you're Tyrod Taylor or you're Justin Fields, you have a stronger arm. Aaron Rodgers obviously has a stronger arm, even at 42. And then Cam Ward has a fucking piss missile on him, dude. He's firing him in there. So you take the two maybes out. I mean, so let's say best case scenario, he's a bottom 3 arm strength guy.
I mean, but if you think about it, you still, because you name backups on multiple teams, that puts him at 32 or 33.
Yeah, exactly.
Based off of the quarterbacks that you named.
Exactly.
That's scary.
And that's going to become a problem. Everybody the NFL is getting more athletic, not less.
Right.
So when Purdy's out here throwing these lollybrocs, like I call them, these lollybrock throws, like, what do you expect to happen? It makes them easy to catch, right? You throw a fucking lollipop like that, anybody can catch that. Little cloud pillow hitting your hand. It's like,
that's
nice.
The issue. So I think it was was that part of Kurt Warner's tweet, or did I hear someone else talking?
I don't know.
It? I heard someone say exactly that though. It was Richard Sherman.
It makes it easier for the defenders to catch too.
That's exactly what he said.
That's the issue.
He said receivers love it because it's easy to catch. You don't have to worry about the ball like taking your hand off. I mean, we remember Kaepernick jamming Randy Moss's finger, right? Like, just he had too much velocity on his arm, right? This is the exact opposite. And Richard Sherman,
but that allowed Kaepernick to get away with a lot of shitty throws though, because he threw fucking 98-mile-an-hour fastballs all the time.
Right, and so you go from receivers love it, but so do defenders. That's why he can throw this many interceptions. If he had more velocity, and even if he wasn't as accurate, those defenders would drop some of these interceptions, And so that's it's a catch-22.
And the problem for me is that everybody in the world can see it. I know Shanahan can see it. Brock Purdy sees it when he watches film, and yet This week against Cleveland, he's going to throw the same fucking throws, make the same plays, and forget his limitations. They're already telling you he's going to do that with the fact that they asked him today about the glove because it's either going to rain or snow. I guess it depends on how cold it is. But he's like, oh, I've taken care of business before in the rain. Like, I don't really need the glove, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like that mindset right there is why I'm out on you, dude. You don't understand your limitation. You don't understand that you are like bottom 1 percentile in pure arm talent. Like you got it up here in terms of like learning the play and knowing where the ball should go, but you don't understand that you can't fucking get it there unless you're immaculate on your timing and your placement. And when you already start behind the 8 ball like that from a physical perspective, like, dude, listen, you ever heard the phrase, those that can't do teach?
Yes.
Why do bad players make good coaches? Because it's not that they don't understand the game. It's that they're not physically talented enough to play the game, whether it's like on-field processing in the moment, whether it's physical ability or whatever. Like, you know, I'm sure Tim Tebow knew the offense, right? Tim Tebow had a hose on him. Tim Tebow could run. Tim Tebow was inaccurate as shit.
Right. Yeah.
Tim Tebow would miss water if he fell out of a fucking boat. You know what I mean? Like that matters, right? Like you can't, they always used to say you can't teach accuracy. Well, you can't really teach arm strength too. Like you can strengthen it to a marginal degree, but Brock Purdy's been doing that. He's in the NFL. Every quarterback goes through like, oh, I got to make sure like, you know, my rotator cuff's good. Like all these accessory muscles, we're training these, you know, you're doing the medicine ball throw against the fucking wall and all that bullshit. And obviously, you know, they always talk about Brock Purdy's like quads or whatever, you know, like, so he clearly works out. And it's not like one of those things where it shows like Colin Kaepernick, all he used to do was like bench press and sprint. You know what I mean? Like Brock clearly knows the offense and is learning that kind of stuff, but he's never going to have the arm strength. Never going to have the arm strength.
Here's why the fans aren't willing to give up on him. And it's something that you actually did earlier in the show, probably about 10 minutes ago, is when you broke down how Bartz just got annihilated on the interception, right? What a lot of fans are going to say that are going to defend Brock Purdy, and there's some validity to it. I'll give him that, is, well, if the offensive line just held up, he wouldn't have to make some of these off-platform throws or when his feet aren't planted and all that, right? So he's still going to have those made excuses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, but part of it is knowing that you have that limitation. So Bartz gets blown up. You got Kittle in front of you. You don't want to take that, then run the ball. You have to know that you can't physically make that throw that you really, really want to make live and in that moment. You have to know at a certain point, like, I can't do this.
That's the negative aspect of it. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if Bartz gets blown up and you're able to get in front of the pocket, right? And like you said, and I'm like, it's not a bad decision for an NFL. Like Pearsall was open. So from a pure football perspective, that's not a bad decision. The bad decision comes from Brock Purdy couldn't get it there. So you either run that ball or you just fucking flip it to Kittle for a first down.
So I've got 2 quick questions for you on this all. I noticed that you didn't name Mac Jones. Who do you think has the better arm?
Mac Jones has a better arm. That's not even a question. That's not even a question. So, Mac Jones' problem is that he's like not an athlete. Like really not an athlete. He has almost no escapability whatsoever. He's a statue back there. And doesn't have the processing ability. He's doing so Mac Jones, and I wanted to say this earlier because I didn't really get there, and it was part of my point. It's just that everybody, when I was talking about Grant Cohn and them, because they're doing this right now. They did it when, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback. It was, put Trey Lance in. He's going to be the guy or whatever, right? And when clearly Trey Lance wasn't going to play or like the 49ers were going to move off him, it was Jimmy Garoppolo, and it was like, hey, listen, I'm hearing that Brock Purdy's the best-looking guy in camp. And then Brock Purdy gets in, and it's like, oh, Brock Purdy's out there. He's not playing well. Let's put Sam Darnold in there, right? And like in retrospect, but I didn't even get to Sam Darnold. I didn't even say his name. Maybe I did, but Sam Darnold's got a fucking hose on him, dude. Like he can throw it. He can sling it. You know, and now it's Mac Jones. Everybody in this fan base and the usual suspects and all that shit, they love the backup quarterback. And part of that is on Kyle Shanahan, because Kyle Shanahan would rather have a lesser talent that will run the offense the way he wants it to run than keep like a transcendent level generational talent. I still can't imagine, even at his age, having Tom Brady want to come play for you and you being like, nah, no thanks, we're good.
Did they ever confirm that was like?
It was after 22, so it makes it hard because it was like a contingency in case Purdy didn't make it back from the elbow injury or whatever. Right. But even then, I would have been like, yeah, we should probably just maybe sit the season out, Brock.
If I'm not mistaken, they even considered Ben Roethlisberger, if I'm not mistaken. Right? It was a veteran guy that they were like,
that's the one.
That guy also.
Listen, there are two people that I would consider to have weaker arms than Brock Purdy. It's like end of career Ben Roethlisberger and post neck surgery Peyton Manning. Like those are the fucking guys. Those are the guys, right? Because you want to talk about pillows, dude. Peyton Manning was throwing some fucking pillows at the end of his career, man.
No velocity whatsoever.
Wobbling.
They were
ducks,
all
dude.
they were all like teardrop passes. Like you're giving every defender time to close in on him. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
His only saving grace is that throughout his entire career, Peyton Manning throws like a dog shit spiral. He can't spiral it to save his life. Yeah. So that weird oblong tumble would actually save him from some interceptions because it wasn't flying right. Because defenders play defense because they couldn't fucking hack at his wide receivers. We all know that shit, right? Mm-hmm. They can't catch. But yeah, that's where I'm at with Brock Purdy. Everybody wants to see the backup quarterback until they actually get in there. I think Mac Jones is suffering from a lot of what actually helped Brock Purdy, is that the decisions are made for you. Like this offense, you can see that the concepts of this offense with Brock Purdy in there is completely different than what Mac Jones was running. And like, you cannot convince me otherwise. They're running much more intermediate and like deep shot routes because Brock Purdy has hit those throws before. So they want those explosive plays.
Yeah,
you know,
and they also want to keep defenses honest, right? Well, so when you have Mac Jones in there, it's less about keeping the defense honest and just running the system.
Right.
The way
you can keep 7-8 within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and you don't have to worry about it. It's like you run man to man on the outsides with those fucking receivers, and nobody's getting past you because Mac Jones probably not going to throw it.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's one thing I was going to say too. Is like with the way that they're calling plays, you're seeing receivers create more space and separation now because of the different layers in all of Brock's options. Where when it was Mac Jones, it kind of felt like it wasn't layered from north to south or vertically. It was layers left and right. And
it's because that Shanahan is trusting Brock Purdy to make the correct decision. And he said, and like I'm on board with it too. All three of those decisions were the right decision. It was just bad execution. Right. And some of that was the physical limitation. But, you know, Kyle Shanahan is not running that, you know, that triple post that he ran against the Panthers. That was Brock's third interception or whatever, where Brock is picking the middle post to like throw to because it's a hard throw to make. You know, you got to wait for the linebacker. You got to wait for that first clear post to run underneath and, you know, kind of run it to the corner and see if you can suck a linebacker forward. You got opposite end action with George Kittle within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, trying to suck the other linebacker up and trying to see if he could bait JC Horn down to the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. And you got Pearsall running that middle post, and then I think it was Robinson who was on the opposite outside. It's either Robinson or Bourne who's on like a deep post, you know, and you're running triple post, and it's just like that's a high level concept. So you're not trusting Mac Jones with that. You're running like stick routes and shit with Mac Jones.
Yeah. So the game ends, and Brock Purdy's stat line is 23 of 32 with a touchdown and 3 interceptions. Those 3 interceptions, we all agree, were the right decision, just not the right throw, like the right way to throw it, right?
Right.
Do you think that
the bad decision came not on the play or the read? It came on his overestimating once again his physical capability, and you at this point you cannot teach that out of him, or if you do, he becomes what he did in the second half, which is like uber game manager. Like they took the ball out of his hands, and you clearly saw they did. And so if you're just going to have a quarterback that averages like 5 yards per attempt, then like, why the fuck are you paying him $50 million? That becomes the issue too. What you're getting for the contract is not worth it.
So when you look at that, two-part question here. One, and now that you've had time to, you know, settle down, and here we are, you know, Wednesday, Thursday on this episode here. do you feel that the fans, maybe even us, right, have overreacted to those 3 throws because they were the right decisions? Did we overreact to how upset we were with Brock Purdy's performance in this game?
I think some people have. But from my perspective, it's not just this game. This is a microcosm of what Brock Purdy has turned into since 23. Because if you look at all the things that you come in 22, you're Mr. Irrelevant. You're trying to figure it out, right? You're trying to learn the offense. You're trying to, not step on your own dick and just make an ass out of yourself. You're playing within structure. You come back in 23. You're working under the constraints of, hey, man, I really injured my elbow. I have to reacclimate myself. And then in 24, it's okay, I got this offense on lock. I know this offense. I'm feeling good. Elbow's not an issue anymore. We could just go out there and rip it. And I got a contract coming up, so I got to play well. Put too much on you, you try to do too much. A lot of injuries happen. You try to do too much. Okay, fine. That's fine. You had a pretty bad season. 24 touchdowns, 13 picks, or 12 picks, or whatever it was. Not great. Now you come in and week 1, you have some really good plays, some explosives, but then you have some of those interceptions that we've seen, right? 2 interceptions that first game. Okay, fine. Turf toe, come back against Jacksonville. I think you have 2 more interceptions. Okay, well, it's a toe. Sure. All right, I guess. But it's becoming too much of a trend at this point. So now he has what, 8 picks in his last 7 games?
Something like that. It was, I know that I saw. See, I've been counting interceptable passes because he threw.
Well, he's got 7 in
there were
4
2
games.
more.
He's got 7 picks in 4 games this year.
In 4 games, right? But so who do we play right before the Panthers? Who did we play right before? With the Falcons? The Cardinals. No interceptions.
No interceptions and 3 touchdowns.
But there were 3 that could have been picked.
Yeah, exactly.
There were 3 that were in the hands of defenders first that could have been picked. They just happened to drop them. So, and then in this game, there were 2 other ones that also were dropped by defenders, right? So my question is this, and obviously you got time to change your mind. In 5 years, is Brock Purdy the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers?
He won't be the quarterback of the 49ers in 2 years.
Oh, shit.
They have an out after 2026, and they're going to take it.
Because we've seen Kyle get to a Super Bowl with a guy, and the next year is I don't want him anymore. We've seen Kyle do it. That's one thing I will credit Kyle Shanahan with, as stubborn as he is about who's going to be his quarterback. That's the one position he's not married. He just does not value that position, and it shows by who or the talent that he picks to be the actual quarterbacks. It doesn't matter if you get us to a Super Bowl, and it's not my job to write the contract. Hey, we need this guy a little bit longer. That's probably all Kyle's saying. You guys got to do whatever it takes to keep him here for a little bit longer, and we'll find somebody later on. They don't even value drafting these potential backup quarterbacks higher than the 3rd round anymore. They did that one time with Beathard, and ever since then it's been 7th and 6th round quarterbacks that they draft. So they don't do it anymore. Well, Trey Lance was a 1st rounder, so my apologies. So Beathard, that was drafted.
I mean, that's going to make them gun shy for sure. But if another quarterback becomes available, right, one of these vets or somebody that's, maybe not at the end of his career, but somebody who, may or may not have some value, he would look at that. Who's going to be his next reclamation project? Is it going to be Zach Wilson? Is it going to be somebody like that?
Right. Oh man. All right.
And again, how many jobs has Geno Smith gotten?
Yeah,
there's always room.
Right?
Who's to say that he doesn't take a look at Kyler Murray after the Cardinals release Kyler Murray?
If he goes shorter, I'm gonna call Kyle Shanahan myself. Enough. I'm tired of it. No, I don't want to see it.
No, anymore.
I know. No,
I mean, Brock Purdy is not exactly super short either. I think 6'1", like a legit 6'1". That's not super short, but it's not good enough. And the problem is the arm, right? Because here's the thing: if you can't see over the line, then at least I want you to either, one, make quick decisions and commit commit to your decision. Don't hesitate and, pat that ball like it's your kitty cat. You know what I mean? Or 2, have a strong enough arm that if you are a tick late to it, you can make up for it with pure physical ability. Just like, fuck it, I gotta rifle this one in there. So the old Favre mentality. It's like, I can fit it.
So, I think that's going to do it for the Brock Purdy section of this game.
Yep.
I do want to talk to you about any and everything else about this game really quick. And I know we're going to wrap this up soon. Anything that stood out to you from this game? Just reflect on the game, and we'll banter back and forth about whatever it is that you want to. The defense, I think, just deserves a round of applause. I'm going to give them one really quick here because I thought they played their asses off. This game had an opportunity to become ugly early. And fortunately for the Niners, luckily for us, we were playing a really, really shit offense. A really, really shit offense, especially when they're on the road. Like the Panthers, at one point in the season, I think it was like up to like week 6 or so, they were undefeated at home. I think they had played. They were 3-0 at home or something like that. Were they one of the teams that beat the Bills? They didn't beat the Bills. Who did they beat? They beat a really good team at home early in the season. I'll pull up their schedule really quick. But they beat a good team at home. I just can't remember which team it was. It was.
Let's see. No, they lost the Bills 40-9.
All right, it wasn't. All right, hold on. Here we go. Preseason. All right, so
they beat they beat the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. It was the Cowboys. I was going to say, I know it was very early in the season. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys, who put up 27 on them, and they still beat the Cowboys. They beat the Dolphins at home as well. That's what it was, back-to-back games that we were like, oh, shit, like the Dolphins. No one was expecting much of the Dolphins, but I did not pick the Panthers in that game.
They also beat the Packers on the road.
Yes, that was more recently. And then and then the 30 burger against the Falcons at home. It was 30
twice.
Yeah.
Because they beat them in Atlanta 30-27 in overtime the week before they played the 49ers. Mm-hmm. But then they have some ugly losses. They lost to the Saints. They lost to the Cardinals. It's just they lost to the Jaguars and the Steelers. They're very uneven. But here's what I will give credit to the defense insofar as they save the team's bacon. But I still am really tepid on the abilities of Robert Saleh. I don't think that he adjusts enough. This was still a game with no pressure. You got one sack from Cleveland Farrell?
There was one sack, but there was a lot more pressure in this game than what I think we give him credit for. Pressure in the sense of, did you get the quarterback to move from where he was behind the pocket? They did that a couple of times. I mean, did like the amount of pressures we saw. And then you lost Okuanu. You lost him in the first half. I mean, I do think that has to say something also, because now that's at this rate right now, our top pass rusher, him and Huff are the top pass rushers. So
I would argue that Cleveland Farrell has 2 sacks in like the last 3 games.
Yeah, he did go out there and get the sack. Yes, he did. So, I mean,
and I'll say, listen, that sack that he had, that first one that he had, my God, that's gonna live rent free in my fucking head forever, dude.
It's like when these guys can step in and make plays the way that they did. It feels weird calling this a bend but don't break defense in this game. I'm just talking about this game because I felt
they are in general, though.
Yes, in general, that's how they are, right? We're for some reason, we're really stingy with the goal to go. It's either a touchdown or a turnover, right? Like, it feels like there's no in between. And we've seen it since, week 1 or 2, the stops right at the goal line. You know what I'm saying? So how do you think?
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I think that Saleh was gifted this game by a far inferior coach. Dave Canales is a fucking idiot. Dave Canales' game plan was fucking stupid. This 49ers defensive line is patchwork at best. And you're telling me that even after the 49ers game, even after that game, you have the 6th leading rusher in the NFL, Enrico Dowdle, and you're going to give that motherfucker 6 carries? 6.
So here's what was really offensive.
Bail
that
him out.
Interception that they threw. That interception that
Was
they
at
threw
the
at the
1.
goal line to Jair Brown was at the 1 yard line, and they didn't even attempt it. They didn't even attempt to run it. So then he doubles down on the bad decision from the 1 when the Niners jump. They hit the long snapper's head.
Yep.
On the extra point. Now, albeit this isn't going to show up in the stat sheet.
Any
at all.
other offense, that's a touchdown. They get a touchdown out of that.
They get a touchdown there, but then this guy on the 2-point conversion. Now you're at the 1 yard line again.
He threw it
and
again.
you run the play. You run the same play. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
So yes, you're right. Canales,
and that's what I'm talking about. You give Saleh a gift because we all know what Saleh likes to do, right? Does Saleh like to blitz? No. What does he like to do? Rush 4, drop 7. So you're not going to run. You're going to let him freely drop 7 every fucking time, and you wonder why Bryce Young threw 2 interceptions.
Terrible decisions, man.
And you have no horses on that team outside of Tet McMillan in the wide receiving core. Nobody that I would even think about. I don't even know who the rest of their receivers are. They're so bad. I don't know who their tight end is. Do you know who their tight end is?
No.
No.
But let me just for entertainment
3
purposes.
people on their offense. It's Bryce Young. Well, 4. Bryce Young, Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard, and Tet McMillan. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Those are the only people I know.
So these are the people who were targeted in this game. Mitchell Evans, no receptions.
Who?
Yeah. Oh God, Sanders, Jatavion Sanders. He had 1 reception for 6 yards. Yep. Jimmy Horn Jr. had 1 reception for 11 yards.
Isn't he a rookie? Like a low drafted rookie, undrafted free agent, maybe.
Xavier Legette.
Nope.
I've heard his name before. I've heard his name, but only because my cousin's a Panthers fan. He thought this might be like a sneaky good game for him if like they were going to win. Chuba Hubbard caught a pass. Jalen Corker caught 3 passes.
Mm-hmm.
And Tet McMillan only had 2 catches in this entire game. And then there was Rico Dowdle, who had 4 receptions for 36 yards. He caught all 4 of his passes, though. So all 4 of the passes to him. So I mean, they spread the ball around to a bunch of people that we don't know their names. Like, I don't know. I think opposing teams look at the Niners the same way, though. Like, they know Juwan Jennings, they know Christian McCaffrey, they know George Kittle, right? And they know Ricky Pearsall only because he was a first-round pick, not because of productivity. So when you're talking about everyone else, they don't. Who is Luke Farrell to them? Who is Jake Tungus to them?
Yep.
You know, Brian Robinson Jr., they're not worried about him. DeMarcus Robinson, they're not worried about him either, right? So once you get outside of Kittle, McCaffrey, and Jennings, it's just I think teams look at us the same way.
Well, Pearsall, I mean, you got to worry about Pearsall.
Yeah. He's supposed to be the number 1.
Well,
to
be fair, in his defense, you know, like they were trying to target him. Like he should have had a 30-yard touchdown and then another 30-plus yard reception on that post if Brock Purdy fucking hits his back foot and fires the ball where it's supposed to go. So then that's an extra 2 catches for another 60-plus yards and a touchdown on his ledger that looks awfully good. So some of that, it's not that because Pearsall, again, and I have always been on this I think you were one of the people too that's like, he doesn't separate. I'm like, no, he fucking watch him. He separates. And like, it's clear he separates. He's a really good route runner. He
separates immediately when he breaks.
Yep.
So like his route tree, they're glued to him, and then he does this little thing with his legs, and then there's the separation. You got to hit him there. Now he has the speed if you can get the ball to him in that moment where he can run around and do some of the, you know, some of that with the angles, like how George Kittle used to do and all that, right?
But that's like a lot of people too, you know, like he's good, but not elite at getting off of bumps. Like he doesn't get bumped off his route very often, which is good. Where he's elite is his route running. Because listen, everybody in the NFL, like Ricky's a 4-4 guy. Everybody in the NFL is a fucking 4-4 guy in the secondary and at wide receiver, pretty much. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, if he's running straight, you would expect the DB to be able to, you know, keep up or whatever. But it's part of what makes Brandon Ayuk so good when he's out there. That would be the same thing, right? The DB's right in his hip pocket, boom, plants that foot in the ground, and then that cut, and then it's like, oh shit, he's open by like 4 yards. Like he lost that dude, and that's the way you have to play receiver, and that's why I think that Ricky Pearsall he's very, very good at creating that separation on those routes.
Even that play that we broke down with the interception, you said, boom, he's open right there. It wasn't 3 yards. It wasn't even 2 yards of separation. It legitimately may have been 3 feet of separation, 1 full yard, but it was enough
NFL
where
open though, baby.
Right. I was going to say it's enough where if you lead him, that guy is not going to catch him and get in front of him.
Right. It's either going to be a touchdown if you throw the ball properly,
pass.
or incomplete, but likely because Ricky Pearsall had blown the top. There was no over the top help. He was already deeper than the cornerback was. So if you lead him, the only way that's not a touchdown if the throw is online is PI, and then you're getting the ball at the 1 yard line.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's going to have to do something. So, that's my issue. Overall, though, I think what I will say that Saleh is very elite at, that I thought Sorensen was fucking shitty at, and that I thought that Wilkes wasn't always the best at, that all gas, no brakes thing is legit. Like we saw last year and the year before where there would be lapses in effort on the 49ers defense, notably Chase Young, very fucking lazy with the 49ers, got called out on it. Obviously, Devondre Campbell just fucking up and quit on the team. And we would have games where like it's just like, man, like they're not. It's like, ugh, the effort is just bad. Here, it's like they might fuck up, they might make a mistake, they might be out of position, but it's back to when Saleh and D'Amico Ryans especially were here. And shout out to D'Amico Ryans, dude. That Houston defense is fucking legit.
It is hands down the best
so
defense
good.
I've seen all year.
So
long.
good. Yeah, 100%.
All year.
But those guys, it's every time a guy catches the ball, boom, red jerseys all the way around him.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not, they've made a mistake or something, you got to play catch up. The effort is there. And that's what I appreciate. Saleh is elite motivator, and they never come out without the most top-notch effort. Again, the execution, a lot of young players, a lot of replacement players.
Sure.
That's to be expected. But everybody that stepped on the field has worked their ass off. And that, to me, is bodes well for Robert Saleh. I am of the opinion that he's not going to get a head coaching job this year. I just think that there's still too much jet stink on him for the moment. And because of the injuries, this defense isn't performing kind of like it should. And he might, honestly, in my opinion, Saleh might just be one of those guys that's destined to be an elite coordinator like Steve Spagnuolo, who's just not a head coach.
Vic Fangio.
Right. Josh McDaniel.
Jim Schwartz.
Who's back.
Terrible. Hell.
Again, is that a bad thing? I think
no.
Saleh's probably making $5-6 million just to run the defense this year.
Yeah.
Saleh?
I mean, and the NFL... The NFL is full of guys who have made their bones with being elite coordinators, and they get their shot or two at being a head coach, and it's like, yeah, this ain't for me. Hell, I think I just mentioned Wade Phillips. Brian Flores might be another one. I don't know that Brian Flores is going to be a good head coach again if he gets a shot, but man, he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? So there's plenty of people that just
there's the guys that just they don't have the temperament to do the thing with a lot of people criticize Kyle Shanahan without understanding, sometimes when his offense gets a little wonky and they're just like, oh, this doesn't look right. It's like, well, he can't just be the offensive coordinator. He has to, again, peek in at the defense, see what they're doing. I think that's why the offense, despite all the injuries, has looked better this year, even with Mac Jones, than it has in years past, because he can concentrate more on the offense because he trusts Saleh enough that he doesn't have to micromanage. He was micromanaging Sorensen 100%. Yeah, and towards the end, he was micromanaging Steve Wilkes too. Particularly because Steve Wilkes, who's allegedly a secondary guy, had a dog shit secondary, and they were giving up deep plays everywhere. Again, you have to have a certain ability to remove yourself from your bread and butter because you have to oversee everything.
Right.
And some people just aren't capable of that. And I don't know that Saleh is. It's with a bad organization like the Jets, it's so hard, right? Even with a good organization and the right people, it can mask a lot of your flaws. I think up until the last 3 or 4 years, everybody would say Bill Belichick is the greatest NFL coach in history. And now I'm like, bro, I think Brady carried his ass. I think Bill
And-
Belichick was the one with the fucking Browns and the Jets and the fucking, you know what I mean?
Giants.
Like,
yeah, like yep.
yeah.
And this is what I was saying to people. I hated the Patriots when it was Belichick and Brady over there, right? And the second that Brady left the Patriots, I liked him. I like what he was doing over there in Tampa Bay. Like he grew on me as a player that I once hated, right? And so then it was like, all right, well, I still don't like the Patriots, and I didn't know why, and they were terrible, right?
Yeah.
And now that they're playing well, there's no Brady and there's no Belichick. I fucking like them. I like watching the like it's not that bad anymore. So I mean, yeah, I do think that he was being carried. We had a comment earlier in the show. I'm going to pop it back up here because there's actually two names. It says we have a new linebacker. Now, he is talking about Eric Kendricks.
Probably. Yep.
Yep. Who was signed to the practice squad today. Now, the thing with him, formerly of the Cowboys, he's been a guy that teams targeted at the end of his stint. If you go back and you look at the Cowboys, his last year there, it was last year, actually, 2024, he still had 138 tackles, right? So it's not like he wasn't tackling, but it's because teams are going after him. Like teams are targeting him.
Bad in coverage.
But yes, terrible in coverage. So I don't know what he was brought in for. Maybe there was an injury, but this is going to lead me to my next question.
Tatum Bethune is injured.
He is, but I wanted to ask you about that. How do you think Robinson filled in for him? Now, Curtis Robinson didn't fill up the stat sheet. He had 1 tackle and 2 assists in this last game. But I don't recall like screaming at the TV like no one's covering that guy. I felt like he did a good job of getting everybody in position. Did you notice a drop off in the defense and the communication? Because that's what his job was out there.
Man, it's so hard to without going through the film to really see that, just because the Panthers played so bad. But there's a reason they brought him in, and whether that's because people were missing tackles or blowing assignments, I couldn't tell you. But it's Reggie saying that Robinson had 3 missed tackles. I don't know. I think that maybe they like Robinson more on special teams, or they feel like they're thin at special teams, or they're using guys, Did Gifford get injured? I think Gifford might have gotten injured too.
That is a good question, because that is a name I don't see on this sheet at all from the last game. So it's possible. Let's possible.
See.
Yeah, I don't see his name on the sheet anywhere.
Yeah, he's questionable for this week. He has a hip and a neck injury.
Okay, so maybe he's not going to be able to go, so they needed some depth.
But maybe, I mean, listen, if maybe you use Kendricks and rotate him in on more running style downs, or like goal line package, or where he can run stuff, and you get some mileage out of him that way. I don't think that he's going to be like the every down linebacker.
No, he's definitely not coming in to be the every down linebacker. But I do like.
And he's not even active, by the way. At this point, he's on the he got signed to the practice squad.
But he could be a red zone or closer type guy, because then that would also allow you, in the event that they score, it allows you to use Curtis Robinson as on special teams again. You know what I'm saying? In the event that they score. So if you're subbing him out in those situations, that's a good observation there, Matt. That's a good guess. You can maybe put him in there, maybe get Robinson out for a couple of plays or a couple of downs, and then use him on special teams. So because we're back in the attrition battle now. So all right. That's really all I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I didn't get to do the preview show with you and Zach. I think this is going to be a fucking slog of a game, dude. It's going to be ugly. I'm glad it's in the 10 a.m. window, so we can get it over with quick.
I think are we not going live later this week?
I'm not sure. I don't think. I mean, I maybe can go on Saturday night, but
yeah, I was under,
because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and then I got family on Friday as well.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. I'll tell you what. Why don't you give it, just in case we can't, you give me your thoughts. I'll save all of mine for later on. And that way, if we do something, it's something new.
Yeah, 49ers going to have to concentrate on stopping the run and then forcing Shadur Sanders into making the mistakes that he will inevitably make if you give him enough rope. And then they're going to have to do whatever they can to get the ball out of Brock Purdy's hands and run the fuck away from Myles Garrett, because that dude is a fucking mutant. You know, he's got 18 sacks already, right?
Yeah, he's
got 6 games to get 5 sacks and break the record.
To break the record, yeah. And he's probably going to get 2 in this game. Now, maybe, because the Niners also do something. I don't want to say this right now. I'm not going to say it. You go ahead.
Don't say it.
You
don't
go
say
ahead.
it. No, and I think they're going to put the offense in position to try to mitigate Myles Garrett. But they got players at every level of the defense. It's not just Myles Garrett. You know what I mean? They got a good secondary. They got good linebackers. It's good. It's a bad weather game, right? So what I would like to see from the 49ers is a heavy and steady rotation between. I need Brian Robinson to have like double-digit carries in this game. And I need, Christian McCaffrey is going to get his or whatever. Shit, dude. Christian McCaffrey might reach 90 receptions by the time this game is over. I would pen him in for another 9 catches. He's got 81 catches right now, right? Leads the NFL.
Yep. He leads the NFL. I mean, not leads receivers, all pass catchers in
Everybody.
the NFL.
Does he still lead total scrimmage yards? I think he does too.
He's overall scrimmage yards. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
He's got that also. So this guy, he is just doing his thing out there.
And by the way,
he's here.
I still hate the fucking. I know we talked about it a little bit, but I think I'm back onto that. They're just not blocking well for him, because in the open field when he gets these passes, he's still shifty as fuck, man. Like he broke 11 tackles in this last game. So it's not like he's not still elusive. And he was never, even in Carolina, he was never like a straight line burner guy. I just don't think that they've set the blocking well enough that, like, when he gets to that second level, he has an angle on a linebacker or a safety that gets him those, 20-yard, 25-yard, 30-yard runs. It's every time he gets past the line of scrimmage, which he's already taken contact, it slows him up enough that the linebacker's sitting right fucking in front of him.
Well, there was a play in this game to the offense's right where he's got the ball in his hands. He gets past the first guy, and Kendrick Bourne has a guy right in front of him, and then there's like a safety behind him, right?
If he goes to get the safety,
that block, he spins. He's like deciding in real time which guy do I get. Mm-hmm. He goes after the safety, which leaves the other guy closer to him. That guy doesn't necessarily make the tackle, but it was enough time for the safety to then close in on Christian McCaffrey. If Bourne just commits to blocking the guy closest to him, I think McCaffrey could have made that safety miss, and he's still running right now. I will say this only about the Browns. It's the only thing I'm going to say about them. They have played 1, 2, 3 NFC teams. Those 3 teams that they have played are all in the NFC North.
Okay.
The Packers, the Lions, and the Vikings. So they still have one more to do in that division, which is the Browns, right? They have given up a total of 10, 34, 55 points in those 3 games in total. Yes, they're looking really good against AFC teams where they're familiar with these guys a lot more, but there may be something there for the taking. They're not as familiar with us as, they are with some of these other guys that they're holding to, like the Steelers put up 23 points, but the Dolphins only put up 6. You know what I mean? So they're not as familiar. The Patriots put up 32. I think that they can be exploited, but the problem is that, I'm saying the Browns, and I'm not saying Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz is built to stop Kyle Shanahan. Him and Flores, these guys were designed. They sit in labs and figure out how to stop Kyle Shanahan, and they're really, really successful at it. So
and the 49ers haven't beaten the Browns in Cleveland since 1984. So
yes. I was a wee little lad then, learning to walk. Well, I was walking by then, but yeah. So that's it.
I mean, it's only been 4 games, so it's fine.
That's all I've got, man. So,
well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. Remind everyone again where to find you. Let me take these banners and everything off the screen here. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. At Mr. Matt BSN is my X handle. That's pretty much all my 49ers stuff. All my other stuff I keep, for family and everything like that. But and then at 49ers Hive on all the socials, YouTube, X, Instagram, all that good stuff. And shout outs to my co-host, the host with the most, Zach Hernandez. He keeps it running very smoothly, makes my job easy. I like being the most hated guy on the show, so I like to pop off sometimes, A lot of
people were looking for you too. Where's Angry Matt? That was apparently what they were calling. Where's Angry Matt?
It's
Angry Matt?
like, honestly, and I'll do this because it's like your show. It's not really our show. Half that shit is a gimmick. I just like to rile people up. It's so easy to do, and it's entertaining for me. So,
and I can tell you get a kick out of it. I mean, I get to talk to you after the show and all that stuff. So I know how you really think.
It's not real, man. Like, I get it. We all love football and stuff. My fandom is really weird in that, like, I really like the 49ers, but in the scheme of things that upset me in life, they're always really low. Like, sports to me, it's like I'm ex-military. I work in healthcare. That kind of stuff upsets me. You know what I'm saying? Like life and death stuff. Like sports, I'm just like, hey man, I still get to go outside. Listen, this game didn't go the way I wanted to. 1-4 was pretty crap here on the West Coast, right? It's early afternoon or whatever. But guess what? Like I got my daughters that I get to hang out with. Now I get to go walk to the park, or I get to, go, work out or whatever because I still have my health, or I don't know. I guess I'm not the fanatic fan. I'm just the guy that I really like the 49ers, and I never miss watching the games, and I'm always rooting for them, and I've gone to games and all that stuff. But the crazed, like, emotional response, I just don't get.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well said, man. Well said.
Yeah, it's for the people that where there's crossover, it's a gimmick, guys. It's not real. I'm taking a little touch of the David Lombardi Grant. Well, I don't think David Lombardi's a gimmick. Grant Cohn. I'm taking a little bit of the Grant Cohn gimmick, and just kind of not as much in there. I want people to not be able to tell that it's a gimmick, but I'm kind of telling them myself it's fine. But I honestly, I am out on Brock Purdy. It sucks because I would love to see the 49ers have a long-term quarterback, which they really haven't had since Steve Young.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of futility in the NFL. And I still remember when he went down against the Cardinals, when he got sandwiched between those two players, and then he was just gone. It's like, what a sad ending to a career, man. Yeah. No retirement tour. No, like, I get to finish the season and I'll retire afterwards. You know what I mean? It was just a hit and then gone.
Do you recall off the top of your head if Keon White was inactive in this game? No, never mind. He was.
No,
not.
He played.
He had one assisted tackle.
Pretty much. He played. He was just not very effective.
Yeah. All right.
Well, listen, guys. Hey, that was a big trade, guys. That really helped the 49ers pass rush. I'm telling you, everybody would be way less mad if they made that Keon White trade the day of the trade deadline. Everybody would have been like chilling, but because it came like 6 days before, everybody's like, look, Michael Williams
not done yet.
We got to get another one. And I think like before comp picks, I think the 49ers only have like 5 of their own draft picks right now. And it's like, dude, Trent Williams is kind of Trent Williams looked better the last couple of weeks. I'm gonna
offensive
keep it real.
Line in general for the last 2 or 3 weeks has definitely improved.
But listen, Brendel sucks, dude. Brendel sucks. I can't. Mm-hmm. That dude is stinky.
I do miss Hennessy. Not the drink.
Yeah, Hennessy was way better.
I miss Hennessy. I'm not going to lie. I like the rotation between Barch and Burford. I think I'm still a little closer. I like Burford a little bit more, but he's not perfect either. But I like their rotation. And what I like even
better
more
the further he's went along, and I think that's because he has that PCL injury. So I think it's like it's starting to bother him less and less.
Exactly.
And I will give. I can't stand Colt McKivitz. I really can't. As a pass blocker, he is awful. But as a run blocker, he's actually pretty good.
He's pretty good. And shout out to him and Trent Williams. I said it on our show, but you weren't there. Him and Trent Williams, when that Christian McCaffrey fumble went 10, 15 yards down the field, those two were the Niners right there to recover it.
Right there.
Those are the last two of anybody I would expect to be down the field that far to make that recovery. So kudos to them. I mean, those guys, again, you talk about Robert Saleh, that all gas, no brakes, that's permeating through the building. Do
you remember, and Trent, speaking of Trent Williams, I just want to give this little anecdote. Do you remember when Trent Williams went after the DB and like tried to fight him? Like this was like games ago and kind of like bitched himself, like knocked himself to the ground. Mm-hmm. On that Christian McCaffrey run, he just like bullied that DB. Like he just shoved him 8 yards out of the way, and I'm like, that's the Trent Williams I remember.
That's what we're looking to see. Yeah. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
That's the bully, and it's just like, okay, dude. Clearly, it's taking you a lot longer to get into the full swing of the season.
Yep.
Like you're getting old, dude. But they're gonna have to replace him. Clearly, they're gonna need another wide receiver in the draft now.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll go swing at the well and give that overrated piece of shit coach Kasarik somebody else to fuck up on the defensive line because they can't ever stay healthy there. You got to think about linebacker. You got to think about safety. These safeties, like Jair Brown's great game notwithstanding, it's just like it seems to be 1 foot forward, 2 steps back.
Even his interception, Robert Saleh was like, yeah, that's not what he was supposed to be doing. But it was because he was prepared. He knew that was the play. He was like, there's 3 or 4 times in a game where you just know
that's a water carry. That's a water.
Well,
and to be fair, that was the J.C. Horn's second interception was exactly that. He's like, I'm on the opposite side of the field. I know where the fuck this is going. Yep.
Right. So if we're going to credit the one person for it, we got to credit our own with it as well. I know. So, yeah.
But yeah, like, listen, I really look back to that 2019 team, and I was just like, dude, that team was stacked at every level of this defense. They were stacked. What I wouldn't give for a pre-DV Jimmy Ward and a pre-Dropsies Jaquaski Tart.
Yeah.
Bro, Jaquaski Tart looked more like Jaquaski Pop-Tart right now, too. Do you see his ass at the game? He looked fat.
I have not seen him recently.
He looks fat.
He's gaining weight.
He showed up at the game on field level with some of like the older 49ers like defensive backs and shit. Yeah, he looks fat. He was there, I think, it was Jason Verrett and somebody else. But yeah, he's got pot belly.
Oh, I saw a picture of Kim, and she was behind. Oh my God, who was it? It was a DB. Anyways, I won't go into it. Listen, man, Matt, thanks so much for joining, man. I'm going to let you get going.
For sure.
Faithful out there, happy Thanksgiving. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Enjoy it. Hopefully you guys were able to pop this on like in your headphones or something while you guys are enjoying your second serving by now or something like that. So happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying some football. And I know the Niners aren't playing today. You get to watch 6 other terrible teams play. Hopefully this gives you guys your 49ers fix for the day.
I honestly, listen, enjoy the Thanksgiving games. They actually look good to me.
Yeah, I like the slate of games. I really, really do.
Watch out for Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals beat the Ravens tomorrow.
Oh, Matt's tripping. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna let you guys go on that note because Matt's tripping right now. No, I'm kidding. I haven't even made my picks yet, so I gotta get to that. I forgot that there's so many games tomorrow, so I gotta put them in. Guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much again. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. If you guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but your family's getting together just because, that's cool too. Make sure you guys enjoy the time with your loved ones. Enjoy the slate of games that we got out there. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And to you Cleveland Browns fans, we owe you one. Last time we played you guys, we were undefeated. We were 5-0. You guys started a pregame fight with Trent Williams and Ayuk and Debo. We're coming back now. Now it's our turn to stir the pot. So we'll see you guys.
By the way, the beginning of the end for Jake Moody's 49ers career.
It sure as hell was. That's where it all started. So we'll see how it goes, man. That's going to do it for us. Again, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave some comments, all right? Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and then go over and follow my guys over at 49ers Hive as well. Prepare for glory, anticipate pain, but always remain faithful. Peace.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey. See, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us,